Well, the first episode. My name is Ty B,
And my name is Ben.
and this is Two Peas on a Pod.
Two peas in a pod.
Two Peas on a Pod.
Two peas on a pod.
So, our topic for today is just simple introductions and diving into Bahamian icons. There's nothing much to say about myself. With 25 artists, I have a strong craving for Popeye's wings at the moment, and I cackle a lot. I guess that's it for me. Yeah.
Those are the notes. Okay.
Let's not give them too much right now.
Well, I'm Ben. An Aquarius, one with the wind, fabulous. There's really not much to me, you know. Worker, philanthropist, therapist, not licensed, but
I mean, we have a lot of those who give out unsolicited advice, so why
I
not?
mean, only to the girlies that ask. So,
Okay.
but yeah, nothing too much so far. I guess you'll learn, as we go along and as we go on our journey of the pod.
Yeah, Two Peas on the Pod. And this is just our introductory video and just seeing how it flows. And it's been something that both of us wanted to do for a while.
Yeah.
And we're two opinionated people who have got a lot to say about everything. And I feel like we're licensed to give
I
advice.
feel like sometimes we do have a lot to say, and I feel like if I was an outsider looking in on the interactions we have in public, I would view us two as senile because
Point blank crazy.
like literally crazy because we're screaming like literally no inside voices, just straight vibes, no care in the world, and I feel like that's what you have to go through life living. Like you live for yourself.
If you take your life too seriously, you're just going to be boring. And I feel like with both of us, we strive to try to give every moment our all by just cackling at the silliest of things. And the Rolodex of how our conversations flow from one thing to the next is so chaotic.
Real.
So that chaotic word describes this podcast.
Yeah. A little introduction to the chaotic duo.
Yep. And I feel like we are up and coming icons, and that diving us into our
That's it.
topic for today, Bahamian icons. Do you see any Bahamian icons come to mind?
Well, you do know that there was an official Icon Awards.
When was this?
You do not know about the Bahamian Icon Award.
I mean, I wasn't invited, so I don't know. Just joking.
But no, there were the Bahamian Icon Awards. I attended a ceremony.
Oh, you attended?
I attended a ceremony.
Oh, you got your nomination?
Actually, the last ceremony I attended, they honored Cleo Fazadoli before he passed away.
Oh, yes.
A true Bahamian icon.
Mr. BNYC himself.
Exactly. So, as you know, fellow choir people, we always have to uplift icons in the music world. So I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Cleo Fazadoli. Rest in peace.
He definitely was an icon, and he definitely shaped a lot of person's lives, especially young people, when it came to like the whole choir scene as well. And I didn't have a chance to meet him, but I had a brief time with the Bahamas National Youth Choir, and I heard so much about his rich history. And he's still very much involved in the choir, even though he passed away. So like that's your legacy, and like longevity is such an important thing, especially with having like an iconic status.
And speaking about more music icons in that same breath, when it comes to the choirs on a national level or national representatives, we have to speak to Miss Audrey Dean Wright as well.
Okay. Tell the people about her.
Well, if you guys do not know, I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. I wouldn't say I subscribe to that now, but I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, and there's a very prominent lady in our who was in our community named Audrey Dean Wright. She was director of numerous choirs, hands in the Bahamas National Children's Choir, beautiful pianist, beautiful composer, director, things of the sort. So that's another icon I have to prop up there because, I did enjoy my times in church, and people like Audrey's, who I called her, were the saving graces at that time for me.
And since Ben touched more so on music icons, I think I'm going to touch more so on like literary icons. And Nicolette Bethel comes to mind so strongly because she is such a force, especially standing at like 5'4".
Oh, really?
I much love to Miss Bethel. But she is short, but she is mighty in
No.
power. And she's written so much book. She is literally like holding the Dundas together in her own hands and making sure that everyone has a chance to be seen, especially as like actors and writers and directors. And she's been doing the thing. Like you can't deny her influence on especially young people as myself within the environment. Like when I think of icons, I think of people like that who have the longevity to back up what they have done, and people across different diasporas could see her work in a sense, like from book publishing to like going out of country to represent the Bahamas and all these, and like sitting on boards as president and what's not. Like she's done it, and she's still doing it.
And it's always immense respect for the craft as well, because I do have experience with Madam Bethel as a UB professor, and I did not do well in that class. I did not do well in that class. I mean, as I like to tell, my early years at UB were not my most favorable. I even look at my transcript now and see at myself. But I can't remember which. It was either an English or history class. I can't remember which one, but Madam Bethel basically tore me a new one because I was joking around. And now that I'm older, and in that time I did not respect it, but now that I am older, I'm a little bit wiser. I do appreciate, icons like that correcting behaviors that they see in really great people in order to promote improvement.
Especially if they believe in you, especially if they see your worth that you don't see at that time as well. And I feel like Miss Bethel has that keen sense of knowing what we don't see within ourselves as yet. And she wants to push young people always forward. So I don't even see it as like her doing a bad thing. I'm almost seeing her like, get yourself together because like you have all the talent in the world, So, and I appreciate people like that who could step out of themselves, especially at like being at such grand levels in society, could step out of themselves and actually like get to the ground level and encourage like the small up and coming or what's not. So all of that, it made me respect her more as a person, and working with her, I respect her as a person as well.
Give the girls the LSI.
I gave the girls.
Give the girls the
Let's give the girls their tens.
The tens are there across the board.
Are there.
What chop? Pork chop?
Where is Mary J. Blige in the meter?
We didn't ask for a choppy bop.
We didn't. No, we didn't. You got me stuttering. No. Oh God!
No, we love Mother Mary, guys. It's all jokes. We love Mother Mary.
I'm here to sing "Sent from Heaven." That's Keisha Cole. My bad. That's Keisha Cole.
Ooh, Mother Boots, Mary Town.
See who else comes to mind as a Bahamian icon. I have a respect for Bodine Victoria as well, and I say that in the sense of being a fellow educator as well, and someone that's an educator in the entertainment industry. I respect her duality and her professionalism in both aspects, and sometimes the lines could get crossed, but she keeps it flowing, and that is such an inspiration to me to figure out myself outside of education, and also just to tap into my creative aspirations and know that the two can coexist at the same time. Like, I don't have to choose one over the next.
You know what I'm realizing?
Yes.
Every time I think of icons, female figures come to mind.
Very much so.
Because another person that came to mind was my literature teacher from high school, Miss Bailey. Dear to my heart, I will ride for Miss Bailey until the day that I die. We ride at dawn from the Bales. Yes, we do. So. But she was such an inspiration, such an influence on me in my writing and in my critical thinking and thought processes. And she literally was the one that coached me to get my only A. in my BGCSE.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, for her, that will forever be an icon. All my female teachers have always been pillars and listening ears and encouragers and mother figures, and just everything for people who may not have had that at home. Not saying I didn't, because if you love Debbie Down, that's another icon. That's another icon.
Let's wake it up.
That's a whole other episode. But I'm just saying, for individuals that don't have those type of mother figures, teachers, 10 out of 10, will always put that. I come from a teacher family. I will always respect teachers. Give them their chance.
And it's interesting that you flipped it to that narrative, because you're now changing it from like outside of people that is like high up in society, like the smaller persons
Real.
who are like doing the most of the groundwork, or who are like more influential in our personal lives. Because I could also reflect on teachers from like high school who pushed me to even like be like the quote unquote overachiever and make sure that I pass all my BGCSEs and make sure that like I actually wanted a life outside of Crooked Island. Like it's interesting to see or like even reflect on the smaller people that serve smaller roles, because not everyone could be so I sitting with the prime minister and having dinner. You need those little persons who are doing like the background work for you, and they in themselves have the right to also be icons as well.
And the small man is always the building block of a nation.
It's always, because who's writing the speeches? Who is ironing the clothes? Who is chauffeuring? Like, who is doing
Who is paving the road?
No, who is actually paving the road? Because I'm tired of driving on this highway. That's only one side done.
Wow.
Let's talk about it, please.
Wow.
But see, no, that's still next episode. Next episode. Because we're not giving the people who are paving the road attendance today.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway.
but there are so many people who are icons, and you listening, I want you to reflect and think about who is that small icon in your life, I should say. Like, it's such an interesting conversation to have within yourself, to see like who influenced you to be the person who you are now.
I think the older we get, the definition of an icon changes, because I think we look more meaningful qualities the older we get. Because if you asked me 10 years ago who I think an icon is, I'm pretty sure the answer would be different.
I probably would have said Beyonce.
What? Overall mother.
Doubling back, Keisha Cole. She's often from heaven.
I'm screaming, but no, we love Beyonce. This is a Beehive household. This is a Beehive pod.
This is a Beehive. She is definitely 2 peas on a board.
She's definitely, she fucked us.
Yeah, baby, come over.
She could have run in the freezer bag, child.
You don't come off and get meals. See, but reflecting, but and as we bring this introductory video or audio or recording to an end, final words.
I encourage you guys to give us a chance. Please listen to our podcast.
We have so much exciting things happening and planned. It's in the introductory phase, sure, but nothing. Rome wasn't built in a night. I mean, it could have been. It was built sometime. Okay? But yes, we have a lot of exciting things happening. We're just two peas on literally just 2 peas on a pod. Yeah. Do you have any favorite songs that you're listening to at the time that you want to share?
Dolce.
Nissan Altima?
Of course.
As it should be. And I also want to like give a shout out to a song that I'm listening to at the time now by a guy called SPX Imperial. He released like his album, and one song that's really sticking to me is Godspell Life. You can follow him on Twitter. He's a Bahamian artist, so what's not? So yeah, I'm giving him his 10s. Because Godspell Life, I wish he would release like an open verse, because I have my verse written now and I'm ready to spit. Like I'm there.
No, real tea.
But yes, thank you for listening. 2 Peas on a Pod will be posted every second and last Wednesday of every month. And you can follow our socials at Today's on the Pod, where our respective socials will be posted on that page as well. If you want to follow us individually or even together.
Don't follow me.
You could follow me and what is Tybee doing. Love y'all down.
I'm joking.
I hope
Love y'all
you need
too.
to put like a little headphones disclaimer because I know
I'm sorry.
I know the squawks out of this.
I am screaming. It's on the flyer. I am a scream laugher. I'm sorry. It's a family trait. I can't help.
But this has been Tybee.
I'm Ben.
And this has been Tweez on the Pod.
Peace.
On the pod. Bye. Stay hard.